Howdo, ladies and gentlefolk. My name is Draz, and this is my intro video. Don't know why I'm doing a hand motion here of the Steel Rain SiG for ISM on the forums. If you know what ISM is, I assume you are, because I'm assuming you're watching this because I've posted it so that you can see it. But it's going to be the British 155 AS-90 self-propelled Howitzer. I was initially going to do the Carl's Mortar in 1/72 scale because I was going around my local hobby shop and they had one of these and they had a Carl's Mortar, and I thought, oh, I'll do that because that looks interesting. It looks like nobody's probably going to do that. And then I went onto the ISM forum, and within a space of about, I don't know, half a day, 3 or 4 people have all gone, I'm going to do a Carl Mortar. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that then. It shouldn't stop me, but I just decided I wanted to do something different. And then I saw nobody was doing this, and then somebody else is doing this, so it doesn't matter, so I'm just going to do this anyway. I didn't end up getting it from my local hobby shop, simply for the fact that I could get this for 30 quid with 2 bits of Photo-Etch, which I've never done before in my life, so that's going to be an experience. But I also got the Challenger 2 in Kosovo, 1/35 scale, and I also got the Sweden STRV 103B, I believe it is, the low sitting tank that I believe had it, so it was the first of its kind in self-propulsion or whatever propulsion system they use. Not self-propulsion, either way, that's it. So this is going to be my intro video. This is kind of not going to be a proper in-box review, simply because I don't believe that I have the qualifications or the knowledge on tracked vehicles or models in general to be going, oh yes, this is a nice piece of sprue here, there is no burring, and the flash is wonderful. Simply because I still don't know what burring is. I just kind of go, oh yes, so he said burring, it's got no burring, oh, must be a good kid then. I know what flash is. So yeah, the only proper scale model kit I've made before is my Spitfire right here, which I've just started doing the decals for. I've made a few 40k tanks in my time, but they're so easy to make. You can kind of like just cut them off the sprue, throw the pieces in the air, throw some glue in the air, and it kind of like just falls together and looks like it should do. You know, it's like 4 parts, top, bottom, side, and that's all you would need to do. So this is really going to be my first tracked vehicle, and the amount of parts in it is kind of slightly scary because my Spitfire, which is still a work in progress by the way, has like 50 odd pieces, if that. I don't even think it's got that, whereas this one has 309. Probably can't see it there, but 309, and the photo exposure on the lens is not doing me any good. So anyway, I'm going to get the box open and then we can have a little look inside. So take off the box. When I got this, when I got this off the guy from eBay, he said that the box and the instructions had some damp damage, which you can see by the speckle in here, which is fine because he said the pieces inside were still in their bags, which is true. So there's no damage to the pieces. The box is a little bit kind of like warped in places. You can see some damp on it, but it's neither here nor there. So what have we got in the box? Firstly, we've got some instructions. I don't know whether these are typical Trumpeter instructions. Just open them up. We got the first part shows the light is not helping me. Okay, so let's fold this over. So the first part, if I can get out the light, maybe if I can focus. Come on, focus. There we go. It's got a different sprues on there, just shows you what you should have. So that's good. It's got the tracks, it's got some mesh, we've got some poly caps here. That's by the by. I will show this in more detail as and when I'm building. So as you can see, we've got some nice instructions. It actually seems relatively simple. If we just take a look at this bit here, it actually shows where the suspension goes. I believe this suspension, I've watched enough Cohen videos now to kind of think that I know that that's the suspension. Whereas I had a little faff around with an MR female Mark 1 and the instructions were just complicated for me. My brain just won't function and I couldn't work it out. On the front we have the different colours for the actual vehicle itself, but it doesn't actually give a specific brand. It just says white, red, silver. So I'm just going to use my own colours, so that's fine. On the back we've got, oh, now it does. We've got paint markings. It says to use Guns Mr. Color. I don't know what Mr. Color Guns is, but either way, that's the instructions. I will be showing you these later, so that'll be fine. So I'll throw them down there. Got a nice little bag with some mesh and a bit of string. Don't know what that's for. I assume it's to make the mesh things on the top, but I couldn't honestly say. Right, a lot of added extras. I said that they came with some Photo-Etch. Here it is. This is the first piece, and I am assuming that this is the cage that goes on the back. So I believe these are the cage pieces, which are kind of cooked together into to make kind of like quadrilateral shape. I assume it's squarish. And then you've got the mesh pieces, and I assume these pieces here, oop, over there, there we go. These go somewhere else, so I've kind of like cut them out. It's quite difficult with this camera, because if I have it in a lower resolution, I can put it on mirrored, so it goes the direction I go. But because it's high def, it doesn't actually let me mirror the camera. So I'm thinking I'm going one way and actually go the other. But we'll get used to it, I'm sure. So that's the first piece. The second kit, these have been opened. They're opened by the person actually I bought it off. It actually has 3 frames, 3 sprues of Photo-Etch. It's quite a thick one. I'm not going to get them out. I'll get them out on a different video. But I believe that these are the tops of the containers that go on the side. I watched Gav 0909, sorry Gav, and it looks like that's where they go. So that's fine. I'm not sure what else is in there. I'm sure I can have a discussion with him and he'll tell me. When I was talking to him, he told me to replace the barrel, which I did. I actually bought some extra. I bought an extra barrel, and the main reason for it is because this part here, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of like drooped as if like it would be, whereas on the actual one in the box, which I might get to showing you, it doesn't. It's just straight, so it kind of doesn't look as realistic. And although I'm not a rivet counter and they can like suck my stump for all I care, I did want a nice barrel. Also, the barrel in the actual kit itself comes as 2 pieces, so you're going to put it together, and I was going to have to sand it and fill it and everything else. So I just thought, to save a little bit of faffing, I would just buy one. I think it cost me like 7 quid, 6 quid, 7 quid, so that's okay. Gav also told me to replace the tracks. I don't know if this will zoom. No. Let me see if I can get a piece of plastic card and put it up. But he told me to replace the tracks because they weren't very good. So let's see if I can zoom in. But these ones actually seem pretty decent. He was saying on his he had loads of flashing. Well, on mine there isn't any flashing at all. There's a few little bits and drabs on the end of a track, but that's fine. So I'm not actually going to go in to get some aftermarket tracks because these are pretty decent. And doing a little bit of reading online, some people have said that they're some of the best tracks you can actually get, which are vinyl. I believe these are vinyl because they as vinyl tracks do, so they seem okay. And I didn't want a long video, but I'm already coming up to 9 minutes, so we'll just have a quick go through. These are the sprues of the wheels. I've seen quite a lot of people, they put them together and put them on cocktail sticks. I don't know if I want to do that method or do the method where I've seen some people do, and they get some plastic card, some double-sided sticky tape, and then they kind of stick them onto the double-sided sticky tape and then paint them. I'm not sure how that would look if you were looking from underneath the tank from the side, whether you'd see it or whether you'd need to actually then turn them over and paint them again. And I don't know whether the double-sided sticky tape is too tacky and it would stop pulling the paint off. But either way, we'll have a go, see how that's going. In this sprue, we've got what looks like the top and the main turret section. I believe this is the turret section. It's easier on a normal tank for me because I can tell what the turret section is, but it's kind of the Howitzer gun comes out of this part, I believe, and then you've got two hatches here for people to go in, and I guess that sits on top of this bit. And have a look at the top of the hull, maybe. Because I've got a tripod, so I can't actually get things into it properly. You just see them through the hole. Come on, let's look. No, my camera angle. Anyways, let's see. Come on. There we go. You see a little bit. And I think that's where the Photo-Etch. Yeah, that's where I'm going to cut the Photo-Etch off, and you're going to have a bend. So that's the top. Looks quite nice. Can't see too much mess going on it. Looks like I can probably just clip it off and then clip off the sections. This is also where the poly caps are, so that's okay. Now I do have some decals, and I've actually not looked at these decals. I'm only just looking now. It looks like that they have suffered some damp damage, so I don't know whether I can actually use those, or whether it makes a blind bit of difference when I actually put them down on the tank and do a little bit of dust weathering, because I do plan to do it in a scheme of the NATO black and green, and then I'll do some masking, you know, the artist mask. I don't know if have I got it near me? No. Yes, this. So I'll be using this stuff. Zoom. Anyway, that's masking fluid, if you can't tell. There we go, art masking fluid. And then I'll put that around the prominent areas where it will be chipping, and then I'll paint over the top of it with some desert colour, which I don't know what I'm going to use, because I like using light colour, but I can't find a designated modern desert colour that looks like what the Iraqi colours would be, or when they're in Iraq. So I'm still going to have to look on that, but these are the decals. I'm sure I'll probably get away with using them. We'll have a go. And then that's the plastic, don't want that. We've got the lower hull now. It's pretty basic, standard, nothing really going on. Looks quite nice, there's no damage to it. Even though it was out of any kind of bag, it looks like it came separate. So that's all in order. This is, I think, the second to last sprue. This has got all the extra pieces. Like we've got the hatch here, or one hatch, and then we've got the hatch for the guys. And these are the outside compartments, which I was saying about the Photo-Etch going on. There's all little bits of pieces that I have no idea what they are or where to go. So that's going to be a fun experience for me. But either way, that's that. That's that one. On to the last one, which actually has the, you can see there, the barrel. As I was saying, it's a two-section barrel. If I turn it around, you can see there's the other section missing, which is down the bottom here. We've also got a few bits and pieces. I believe this is where the gun will sit in, and it kind of pivots on that. We're looking at it. I'm just talking bullshit now. I'm talking out my arse. I actually don't know. I'm not really looked through it. Making educated guesses. There's a few pieces of flash on there, but that's nothing considering nothing. The rest of the kit doesn't really have any. So it's actually looking like a really nice kit, ladies and gentlemen. And I realise I've just gone out of focus. Okay, calm down. It's my waving of the arms. I've always been told that if I couldn't move my hands, I'd be mute. We just have a look at this little section here. If I can turn it. Yeah, focus, focus, focus. No, come on. Okay, let me get my piece of paper out again. My plastic card. Now it's focused. Okay, so that is the resin piece from the barrel I was talking about. And you can see that it's completely straight. There's no kind of sagging on it, which is unrealistic. And I'm quite glad that I bought the extra barrel now. Not that I'm going to know how to put it on. But that's that. So pretty much this will be the end of the video, as I'm leaning down and I'm knocking everything over, as you do. So just put everything back in, and I'm actually really looking forward to this. I was going to originally paint it, if I'm making not too much noise, in with a hairy stick rather, but I have been given permission by her indoors that if I save up over a couple of months, then I can purchase a compressor and an airbrush. I'll be getting the, which one am I getting? The 186, I believe it is. So I'll be getting that. So then I can paint it and spray it. So that'll be another fun project. It is literally going to be me throwing myself into the deep end, trying something new and something for me extremely difficult. And hopefully I don't procrastinate and I make regular videos to update you guys, and you'll come along for the ride. So thank you very much for watching my semi inbox review. I have been Draz, and until next time, I will see you later.